Good morning, YouTube friends. Salutations. Welcome to All Things Chadwick. It is fairly early, 7-ish. The sun is out. Finally, the sun has not shone, for nearly 2 weeks. It has been dark, cloudy, dreary, drizzly, rainy, all those things. But today, I don't know why my shoulders are up here like I'm getting ready to be in a piano competition. I'm all clenched up here. Anyway, last night, we decided, let's do omelets in the morning. And I was like, hey, not long ago, someone by the name of Donna said, will you please do mushroom omelets? So we often get fresh portobello caps at our market. And, you can do omelets 101 ways, probably 1,001 ways. And, just like everything else in the world, like wine connoisseurs, oh, you have to have this kind of glass, and you have to do this, and you have to sniff first, and you have to... And then there are other people like, just right out of the bottle, So we're kind of like right out of the bottle people around here. We're not too connoisseurish about many things, even our music. We're completely eclectic. So with our omelets, we're eclectic. Here's what I'm gonna use. Of course, eggs. We're gonna use eggs. I'm going to chiffonade a little baby spinach. I already showed you our mushrooms. I have a red onion that I started last night for something else, so a red onion. We have a little butter. Of course, you'll need salt and pepper. I do not like how this apron gives me like side boob. I wish it were like wider up here, like a moo-moo or something. Anyway, we'll need a little water because I always put a little water in with my eggs when I'm beating those up. And of course, you'll need salt and pepper. I'm not gonna get fancy with garlic cloves and chives on the top. If you wanna throw some cheese in, that's great too. So what I do first is my onion, mushroom, spinach thing, and then I put that to the side, make my omelet, so to speak, or prepare the omelet, the eggs, put my filling, fold it over, slide it in the plate, so it's not that big a deal. Let's make omelettes. Children, please move away from the camera. Adults, if you don't like rough language. About 5 minutes ago, when I started dicing up all of these things, I made a picture of what I was doing rather than clicking video. So the entire time that I was chopping onions, spinach, and mushroom, I was not videoing. So I could say, damn it, I'm not going to. I could say, the S word, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to carry on, and I'm going to show you what I just did. I took 1/3 of a red onion, and I diced it up nice and fine. I took 2 washed portobello caps and diced those up. And I took a nice handful. I know you'd have loved to have watched this, and I had lots of clever things to say, and the hilarity was over the top, but dumb ASS me. No, I'm not dumb. Anyway, I took a nice big handful of this, rolled it up, chiffonaded that, and threw that into the mixture in about a tablespoon of butter on medium-high heat. And looky here. It is cooking down in that butter. It looks fabulous. I hope you can see it. I'm just not gonna be irritated. Gosh, there's so much other crap in the world to be irritated about if you choose to be, so. Anyway, I didn't record it. There, deal with it. I'm mostly yelling at me, not you. So that is cooking down, and while that is cooking down, and I came over here to pause the video and get my eggs, that's when I realized that, I'm not even making a YouTube video. I just took a picture And I've been standing here talking to myself in the four walls for 10 minutes. So, knock that spoon off. Spatula. And I'm not going to go away from you and pause the video. I'm just going to move this knife. Bring my egg bowl right there. And since this is a larger bowl, I'm going to do a 3-egg omelet. So, here we go. 1. Hope you can see that. And that's 1. There's 1. Some of these are duck eggs. Don't be offended. They're delicious. Huge and creamy. There's 2. And I'll get a smaller one since those were kind of big. This is a chicken egg. That second one was a duck egg. And there's 3. Now before I beat these up, hey everybody, I'm recording this time. Oh my gosh, I'm a star. Okay, so before I beat these up, I'm gonna do like 2 twists of salt, or I usually do 3 shakes of salt for each egg. Does that make sense to you? If I'm using 3 eggs, then it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, if I'm using a shaker. If I'm using the twist, then I do 1, 2, that's 1 egg. 1, 2 for the second egg. 1, 2 for the third egg. So about 6. Gotcha? Got it? Okay. And then little pepper, ever how much you like. Boom, 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 just over the top. And not getting too fancy here. That's chili powder, Chadwick. Cayenne. Good old cayenne. So we'll do 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. And we'll get the smaller whisk and whisk that up a little bit. I'm gonna go over to the kitchen sink and add just a splash of water to this. I always put a little water in either scrambled eggs or an omelet. It just helps. I've watched too many cooking shows that explain the scientific reason behind that, and too many cooking shows where people say they do it because they watch the scientific reason behind that. So that's what I'm gonna do. And just beat those up pretty good. They're seasoned perfectly, and I'm gonna just leave those sitting to the side. Now, this butter wonderful mixture is cooked down so it will be just enough for 2 large omelets. So I do have about 4 heaping tablespoons of product, whereas when I started, it looked like I had about 2 cups of product, because spinach and mushrooms really, really, really cook down. So I'm gonna take these up, and I shall be right back. I promise I'll hit the video. Okay, at this point, you will need a couple of plates. And we love our enamelware around here, so I'm gonna use enamelware for these. I have my eggs that have been beat up really well. I have my mixture here, and someone here wants a little fancy shredded Colby Jack cheese in theirs. Now, I'm gonna put this again on medium high, because this goes pretty quick. I hope it works. If it doesn't work, hey, you get what you get. It's gonna taste the same. It may be beautiful, it may not be. Again, I'm gonna take about a tablespoon of butter, stick it in here, and I'm gonna let this completely melt. I don't want to start doing omelets with a big chunk of butter still floating around one side. So, that is going. Okay, I do have a nice, flexible, but sturdy spatula ready. I'm gonna need that. My butter is melted. We're on medium high. These eggs are going in here pretty quick. As soon as they go in there, you can tell that they're gonna start cooking. And I'm even gonna turn that up to a 7 actually. And I'm gonna go ahead and move this around just a little like that, because I want some curds to start forming. I don't want it to just cook on the bottom and nowhere else. I want it to start cooking everywhere. And you can tell now that some space, you can see through there and let those eggs run into those empty places. And you can kind of tell when you start moving the side that, oh, it's cooking. You can even move the sides up if you want to and let some run over the edges. Like that. It's not going to make too big of an omelet. I mean, it's not going to be humongous like IHOP maybe. Sometimes you order an omelet in there and you're like, oh my gosh. Now I'm going to turn this down to like medium-low because I can tell that that is really cooking. And I'm also moving, anywhere I've made a hole, I'm moving those still wet eggs into that area. And I'm going to take about half of this mixture and put it in the middle. Maybe off to one side so I can kind of roll this over, you know what I mean? Like so. Now this would really be good if you are a meat eater to put a little sausage or something in there too. Gonna just not, I don't want this to be a cheese omelet, but just a little bit of cheese over the top. And then I'm just gonna see if I can. Here's where the nerves kick in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna worry about camera angle at this point. I'm just gonna see, let me get me a helper. I'm gonna see if I can turn this at least over, envelope it over on itself. If anyone in this room who is standing on the other side of the room is smiling, laughing, there shall be prices to pay. So no one should be smiling, laughing like this is a total disaster, because it is not. What I shall do now is I'm gonna get this plate over here. Gonna watch my tongue, watch my tongue carefully. I am going to kind of let this slide to the edge of the plate, if it will. What I think I did is I kept my temperature up a little too high for just a couple of seconds too long. I'm gonna let this slide to the edge of the plate, and I want to turn it over in the plate if possible. Just like that. See, I did have a little sticky there, but just like that. Can you see that? And then you can take just another little sliver of butter and just go over that shiny omelet. Just like this. So it's all shiny again. I have one little hole right there. Don't we all? So it's okay. I know. I can hear the unsubscribing just like a deck of cards. I could just hear people unsubscribing so quick. But anyway, seriously though, a couple of, a piece of toast sliced in half on the side, a couple of cherry tomatoes if you want. There you go, folks. A nice spinach and mushroom omelet with a little cheese, a little red onion diced in there. It is going to be divine. I'm going to let you go for now before I say anything else to get me down to like 11 subscribers. Have a great day. I love you. We truly, truly do. I'm not going to spin the camera around and let you see my face again. You've had enough excitement for one day. And I'll see you soon on All Things Chadwick. Okay, I lied. Here's the omelet. And I'm going to take a bite. So let's just go right in here. It's still nice and steamy. I just turned the camera around. Look at this. Yes. Take that, report of the week. I love him. I'm just crazy about him. I could literally stand here until this were ice cold and tell you all the YouTube channels that we follow and love. Now, Report of the Week has like 1 million, 3 million, I don't know, subscribers. I mean, he's like way up there. All the way down to like the little tiny little people who just have a couple hundred subscribers like me. I am starting to follow some of those. I follow some of you may have heard of the Flutie Lick Homestead. I love him. I love Tyler Ramey and Tony Fioli, and I don't remember what's Tyler's friend's name? Does anybody remember that does the crumble cookies? Mackenzie. So if you see this and I mentioned your name, you can get all giddy and all that. Anyway, so many wonderful YouTube channels. Thank you for subscribing. I'm going to take a bite. Creamy. Perfectly seasoned. Really, it does not need sausage or ham or anything. It's not spicy, but just that little bit of cayenne, it just adds flavor. Make you an omelet. These are good in the evening too. They're good for brunch. They're good for... That's enough, Chadwick. You've said enough. Bye, everybody. Now I'm looking over here. Should have been looking over there the whole time.